Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It is November 4th, 2025 and we have great news in regards to the Spotify Camp Nou. Also, bad news for Ansu Fati, which has caused some concerns for Barcelona. No, it's not an injury, I promise. And also more bad news because there's change of plans with Dusan Vlahovic. But we'll follow that up with some good news regarding Vitor Roque. So it's not all bad, but we have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with great news. We're going to begin it with great news and we're going to end it with great news. In the middle, not so much, but that's life, right? It has its ups and downs. Now, the great news is in regards to the Spotify Camp Nou because Barcelona have begun the process to obtain their second license, which would mark the official return to the Camp Nou, to our home stadium, to our fortress, to our historical grounds, the Camp Nou. Now, as you know, Barcelona already have a license to return to the Camp Nou. They got it last season. No, it's not last season. I wish. Last month. And that is the 1A phase license, which, as you can see on your screen, it can house 27,000 people. And that's the one of the lateral stands plus the second floor of the south goal section. Barcelona have the license for that. They could technically host matches at the Camp Nou, but they decided not to because the capacity would only be 27,000 people, and at the Olympic Stadium, they can fit double of that. Now, since obtaining this license, Barcelona have been working on obtaining the second license, which is the Phase 1B, which is you see now on your screen, which includes both lateral stands and the south goal stand, all first and second floor. And this would house 45,000 people. And this is when Barcelona plan to return to the Camp Nou because this makes more sense. 45,000 versus 50,000 at the Olympic Stadium makes more sense than 27,000 versus 50,000 at the Olympic Stadium. And the great news is that Barcelona have already reached out to the city of Barcelona in order to begin processing the paperwork to get the license, the second license, which is the Phase 1B. Now, of course, as always, Barcelona will submit all the paperwork. The city will send its inspectors to inspect the new sections that are ready. And if everything is according to plan, the second license will be issued and Barcelona will be back at the Camp Nou. They're hoping to be back by November 22nd. This is after the FIFA international break against Athletic Club de Bilbao. Now, as you know, Barcelona will be hosting an open training session on November 7th with only 23,000 people. They've already sold 18,000 tickets. As you know, you can buy a ticket, €5 if you're a Soci, €10 if you're general public, and it's all going to go to charity as part of the Barca Foundation. So if you're in the city of Barcelona, you live there, or you're visiting around November 7th, hey, go to the Camp Nou. You're going to be one of the first people to visit it since it closed down for remodeling. You get to see the team, and of course, you get to help out the charity. Now, Barcelona expect to receive this license, the 1B license, around November 12th to November 15th. Hopefully, it all goes according to plan. Because if it does, again, we'll be back after 2 years, a little more than 2 years, 2.5 years to our historical grounds. So, see, told you we're starting with great news. Now, on to some bad news. Not horrible news, but bad news. And this news concerns Ansu Fati. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, I told you this. Maybe it was me, maybe I'm the one who jinxed it. But several weeks ago, when Monaco decided to fire Eddie Hutter and hire the new coach, Sebastian Pocognoli, I said, I really hope this doesn't affect Ansu because after all, it was Eddie Hutter who wanted Ansu. He's the one who requested Ansu. He's the one who convinced Monaco to sign Ansu. He personally called Ansu and convinced them to join Monaco. And once Ansu joined Monaco, it was Eddie Hutter that mapped out a step-by-step plan in collaboration with Monaco's medical staff to help Ansu Fati revive his career. And that initially paid off because Ansu Fati scored, I think it was 6 goals in 5 matches or 5 goals in 6 matches. But he had a great start. But of course, Eddie Hutter was fired because Monaco were not doing too great. And in his place, it was Sebastian Pocognoli. I think that's how I say it. I'm just going to call him Sebastian. And I said, hopefully, this doesn't affect Ansu Fati. Well, I guess I jinxed him because it has affected him because the new coach, Sebastian, has not been giving Ansu Fati many minutes. And a lot of people are attributing this to the breakdown in the relationship during that Toulouse match, which we also talked about during this channel, where Ansu Fati was subbed out, and as he was being subbed out, he was like really mad, and I could see he was gesturing all mad because he was being subbed out. The coach did not like that at all. He made some statements. We reviewed him here on the channel, and well, it looks like the relationship is not that great because Ansu Fati has not been getting much minutes. And this is the last thing Sebastian had to say about Ansu in most recent press conference. He said, "All I know is that when he's fit," talking about Ansu, of course, "he has the ability to change games. I want to see him play 30 consecutive matches before drawing any conclusions." So in other words, he's not completely sold on Ansu yet. Now, don't get me wrong. I do agree. And I stress this on the channel a lot when people are like, this player is great, this player is trash. I'm like, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4 matches do not define a player. You have to see how they perform over a season. So I agree with him. Then, yeah, let's watch him for the next 30 matches and then we'll see what he does. But at least with Adi Hutter, he was convinced that Ansu Fati had what it takes. This guy's like, I need to see him first. So it's not looking good. And this, of course, has caused concerns at Barcelona because if Ansu does not succeed under this new coach, well, at the end of the summer, they're going to send him back. And now we're stuck with him once again. So hopefully Ansu can, impress this new coach for the sake of his own career and, of course, for the sake of the club, whether it be because we end up selling him or bringing him back or whatever it might be. Now, more bad news. I know. But actually, this one does not bother me too much, but I know some of you do like him. As you know, Barcelona are currently searching the market for replacements for Robert Lewandowski. One player they were considering was Dusan Vlahovic because the Serbian will become or was going to be a free agent in the summer of 2026, which so meant that Barcelona had the chance to sign Dusan Vlahovic as a free agent, but it looks like there is a change in plans because Juventus' newest coach, Luciano Spalletti, sat down with Dusan Vlahovic to try to convince him to stay. And then he has said the following: "I spoke at length with Dusan and he's delighted to stay. He knows what it means to wear this shirt. We've spoken several times since my arrival and Dusan knows the atmosphere. He knows what it means to play for Juventus and he wants to do so regardless of the fact that his contract with the club only lasts until June of next year. In fact, he would be delighted to stay here even longer." So it looks like Dusan could be extending his contract with Juventus and he might not be leaving as a free agent during the summer, which of course that rules him out for Barcelona. And the reason I say I'm not too bothered by this because I always had my doubts about Dusan. Sure, he did absolutely amazing with Fiorentina, but since arrival at Juventus, he hasn't really convinced me. Maybe it's just the state that Juventus are in. Maybe not. I don't know. But I wasn't too sold on this. But of course, I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts. So let me know down below in the comment section. What do you think about these statements? Are you sad that Barcelona might not be able to sign Dusan? Or are you relieved? I mean, again, this is what the coach is saying. For all we know, come summer and Dusan's like, F you, I don't like bald people, so I'm leaving. We don't know. But for now, it looks like he is staying. So let me know how you feel about this news. Now, we will end today's video with some good news. And this good news is in regards to Vitor Roque. I hadn't said that name in a while, and I missed it. But Vitor Roque is currently shining with Palmeiras, where so far he has scored 24 goals and provided 7 assists, most of them coming in the last few month or two. And his good performance has actually earned him a call-up to the Brazil national team. And of course, this has also caught the attention of some clubs. They're saying Manchester United are very interested. West Ham and, say it with me, 3, 2, 1, Chelsea are also keeping a close eye on the player. And while this was confirmed by his own agent, Andre Curie, who had the following to say: "We already had an offer from the Arab world for 35 million euros, which we were not interested in. We are now waiting to receive a proposal of around 50 million from the Premier League." 50 million from the Premier League. Again, not saying what club, but the reports are saying it's Manchester United. But how is this good news? Well, it's good news because Barcelona still own 20% of the rights of the player. So if the Premier League, whichever club it may be, Manchester United, Chelsea, whomever, pay the 50 million to sign Vitor Roque, we would get 10. Hey, why not? Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did upload another video a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for, bro? Make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, be scarce.